how the questions are there and find out the questioning and answering. Mainly concentrate on personal questions and customer handling. Okay, then technical. Technical, you already know. Technical questions are very straightforward questions. Okay, so guys, last class we discussed about a operating system. So I'm going in a little reverse orders. Actually, first one is hardware, then it is operating system, then networking, servers and services, Outlook and other any part, and last one is a service desk and ITL. I went a little reverse. Why? Because anytime you got an interview, anytime there is an interview, first of all, basic questions should be answerable. Like, what is your system configuration? What is an IP address? What is a service desk? The definitions in the service desk. What is the meaning of it? Examples of that definitions. I didn't touch the ITL part, so then I will tell that one also later. Okay, and networking means what is an IP address, what is OSL layers, what is networking devices. Okay, what is meaning of network, networking, internet. Okay, types of network. These are all we are discussed. Okay, these are all basic questions. So general questions. The next level is different. What is an operating system? What is a hardware? What are the hardware components? What is the operating system you are using? Okay, what is the operating system you are using? Most of us using Windows 10, some are Windows 11. And what are the one or two features? At least 5 features in that one. That is the why I am going like this. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about what is an operating system and Windows 10 and Windows 10 features. Features. So I'll continue from there and also I will tell one or two additional points. Then tomorrow, just I will give you a small introduction about a hardware and about your boot processing. So that is again connected to your operating system. We will try both the ways. We'll see. Tomorrow is a Friday, right? Yeah, Friday class is there. So Windows 10 editions, Windows 10 Home Edition, Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Enterprise. So Windows 10, you purchase a laptop and your laptop contains a Windows 10. You have a Windows 10 laptop and this laptop contains, you got a laptop with a Windows 10 operating system. If you check it, most of the time it is Home Edition. Home Edition and Pro Edition, you can purchase it directly from the market. Direct operating system or a hardware along with an operating system, you can buy like a laptop or a desktop. You purchase, you want a home edition in it, so then or a pro edition. So based on that, you will get it. Okay, but enterprise editions use it for organization only, not for a individual users. Why it is a 3 editions are there? So each edition having a certain additional features. Like a home edition do not have certain features like a pro and enterprise. Example, Hyper-V. Hyper-V feature not available in a Windows 10 home. So don't try Hyper-V installation, that to wrong type of Hyper-V installation in the home edition. So you are a home, there is no Hyper-V. Okay. Some people do some way like they search in internet, someone will give misguidelines. That is wrong. So Windows 10 home edition and Windows 10 home edition, not only Hyper-V, BitLocker technology, BitLocker technology, BitLocker drive encryption kind of stuff. BitLocker is not there. Windows to Go feature is not there. Windows to Go feature is not there. Uh, local group policies. Local group policies are not there. Windows 10 edition also we cannot join into the domain. We cannot join the Windows 10 into the domain. Okay, so these are the main importance of Windows 10. Windows Pro may not having a Windows to Go feature. Windows to go feature only available in a enterprise. Pro and enterprise both are having a Hyper-V feature, local group policies. We can make it as a domain computer. Okay, we can join into the domain. Okay, both are having a BitLocker technology. So these are the Windows 10 editions, mainly three editions: Home, Pro, Enterprises. Windows 10 Mobile, it is not now. Now it is not there. It is discontinued from the Microsoft. Windows 10 Education for educational institutes. That too, those who are a partner with the Microsoft, they will get it. So you must have a more than 13 years of experience, 13 years old, more than 13 years old, and your principal will give that license. Okay, either principal or class teacher to those who are there, you have to put a letter. You want a Windows 10 education license. They will add your email ID there. You enter into the email ID. You do a lot of things are there. Nowadays, IoT is also in the market, right? So Raspberry Pi kind of stuff. So you want to install Windows 10 IoT version, you can directly download and install. Guys, you want to install Windows 10 operating system, then search in a Google minimum requirements to install a Windows 10 operating system or Windows 11 operating system. The processor is 1 gigahertz processor or faster. So my processor is 2.6 gigahertz, so suitable. Okay, RAM. If I'm using a 32-bit processor, if I'm using 32-bit processor and operating system is 32-bit compulsory, then RAM is minimum 1 GB is required. RAM is minimum 1 GB is required. If in case my processor is i5 processor, 64-bit, I have a 64-bit processor, 64-bit operating system. So RAM is 2 GB RAM, minimum 2 GB RAM. Same thing goes for a hard disk. If I'm having a 32-bit operating system, like a 32-bit hardware, 32-bit operating system, free disk space is 16 GB, otherwise minimum 20 GB. So because it's 64-bit. Graphic cards, DirectX 9 is minimum. Display is 800 to 600. Guys, display resolution, it depends upon desktop to desktop, monitor to monitor. Display resolution requirement is there. Okay. For example, my display is 1366 into 768. If I change my display to 1024 into 768, then the display is half of the part only. See it is. Just go to images. Okay, the screen size is smaller. The screen size is smaller, so that's it is fill. Okay, that's why it is fill. So if in case you use like that, so you will get a small the portion. It is not showing exactly what I want. Like this, it can be like certain border will be the black border side by side. It will be removed. Okay, shuttering it like this exactly. So you can see the screen smaller, and there is another part of screen is not. Okay, so how to change this resolution? So like go to display settings. So mine is 1366 into 768. If I go to like this or like this, it is a much smaller screen size. Okay, so even a regular or a smaller place also it works fine. Okay, so not required a bigger screen. Normal screen also okay with the Windows 10. You can upgrade from Windows 10. You can upgrade to Windows 10 from Windows 7, 8, 8.1. Important is check the hardware compatibility and the disk space. check hardware compatibility, disk space, same editions, edition, and whether it is same edition or not. Like Windows 7 Home, Windows 10 Home, Windows 8 Pro, Windows 10 Pro. Okay, like that only. Okay, edition must be matches, bit, RAM capacity, processor capacities, the hardware compatibility, disk space must be required. Earlier days, we have a free upgradation to the Windows 7, 8, 8.1 to Windows 10. Now it is there or not, exactly I am not know. Okay, so there is a update analysis is there. So you can try in here also. There's something like a support recovery assistant is there. This is different. Normally, it will be installed with the update analysis, upgrade analysis. uh, Update assistance or upgrade assistance, something is there, no? So there is a upgrade analysis thing. So it will analysis your system. So they will tell you can you able to upgrade or not. HCL like hardware compatibility list is there. So guys, this is a upgrade and migrate. What is a upgrade? Upgrade means I have a laptop with a Windows 7 or a desktop with a Windows 7. Now I don't like it. I don't like my Windows 7. No, sorry. Windows 10 is launched. I want to upgrade. Means lower operating system to higher operating system. I am upgrading. Lower operating system to higher operating system. I am upgrading. So in the process of upgrading, you may not lose your data, settings, and application. You have to check it. Compatibility of data, hardware compatibility, application compatibilities, you have to verify. So when you are directly upgrading from Windows 7 or Windows 8 to Windows 10, you don't lose your applications, settings, and profile data. But while you are migrating means two ways of migrating. One is you are migrating from your older computer to newer computer. Like I have a desktop. Now I got a new laptop. I want to migrate from my desktop to laptop. Means I'm leaving the desktop. I'm moved to laptop. I'm not keeping both the things. I'm migrating. Means I'm going somewhere. Okay. Not maintaining both the place. What we will do it? We'll take a backup of all the settings kind of stuff like a user state backup is there. User profile data, everything we backup. Voice will be installed in new device. We reload the we restore the data back to system. That is called migrate. One thing. Another one is in place migrate. Means I have Windows 10. There is some issues, some virus kind of issue or maybe data kind of issues, application related issue, or maybe I'm using for a very long period of time. There is lot of things are there like become very slow because of lot of apps, not apps kind of stuff. I want to go with the refreshment ones. So what I've done, I went to the Windows 10. I back up all the data into separate drive. Okay, I back up the data into separate drive like a external hard disk and remove the OS, reinstall the OS and restore the backup. So that is also migration. So migration is in the two ways, migrating from older computer to newer the computer or remove the OS and reinstall the OS is also called as a migration. In both the things, better to take the backup. Okay. Guys, this is about activation. What is an activation? You are using an activated product means you are using a genuine, okay, confirming that you are using original product. Okay, so you are genuinely using a original product. Okay, so and also there is a certain future, certain things will be enabled if you are using a activated version. In case you are changing hardware, like you are moving from one laptop to another laptop or one desktop to another desktop or a desktop to laptop. So hardware is changed, or maybe you're changing only processor, or maybe you're changing a hard disk. In case that is also may require activation, reactivation. Okay, but sometimes it is not. That's why there's a three type of activations are there. One is retail, another one is OEM, another is a Microsoft volume licensing. What is retail? Retail means you purchase an operating system on you like earlier days we have a DVDs operating system. DVDs, you purchase the operating system DVD, there is a key. So you install operating system and then open the key. You have to type the key while you are installing operating system or after. Then it is licensed automatically. Okay, so that is a retail operating system. Retail means either you purchase online or offline. You download operating system, then you pay the money to Microsoft. You got a license key. So it is a very individual. Okay, it is only goes on your option only. So why it is a retail is better. For example, I have a desktop. I install Windows 10 retail operating system. Then I put a key. I'm got activated. I'm working. Suddenly, what happened? My hardware is not working. Okay, in future, maybe after a few days, it's not working. I want to move to new hardware, or maybe I'm selling my this laptop and I want to go to new system or maybe new laptop or new hard machine. No problem because I'm moving, right? So I'm not using same license multiple times. I'm just transferring from one to another one. So what I do in old system, I remove the OS and I install into the new one and put a license key. Then I do reactivation. Reactivation. So simultaneously, same key should not be in the more than one. Okay, so that is retail. OEM we all understand very easily because most of us will buy a laptop along with the operating system. We go to market and buy a laptop or an online laptop, whatever it is. It comes with the OS, right? Windows 10 or Windows 11 operating system. So that operating system is OEM, original equipment manufacturer. What is this OEM? So the person who is selling this laptop like Lenovo, Dell or anyone, so they will install operating system into your PC. Okay, they'll install operating system into your PC. That's it. Okay, they lock the operating system license key with your hardware. So that license key you don't get it. It is already there in your hardware. In case like after a few days you got a problem with your operating system, you remove OS and reinstall same OS. Remove a OS and reinstall the same OS. The license is automatically. But you cannot apply this license to any other computer. Your moving is not possible. You're moving from this laptop to another laptop is not work. OEM, personal equipment manufacturer. Microsoft volume licensing. Microsoft volume licensing or a volume licensing. What is this volume licensing? Already I told, Windows 10 we have a enterprise edition, pro edition kind of stuff used for organizations. Okay, I have 100 computers. 100 computers means 100 licenses. Or 100 laptops are there means 100 licenses. How to go to each and every laptop and serve the license? We can give. But what I will do, I will put a server. I put all license in the server. Whenever these PCs are authenticated with a particular service or like a domain controller kind of stuff, Active Directory authenticated, it will automatically activated by volume licensing server. Very simple, volume licensing server or KMS, key management service. These are the servers will give the license key to the client. That's it. Let's understand Windows 10 editions. basic requirements to install Windows 10, what is the meaning of upgrade and migrate and update, and what is an activation, three type of activation, retail, OEM, and volume licensing. Understand up to here, only one point is there. Windows 10 architecture is there. Guys, already I told when I told about a operating system. Am I muted or what? When I'm telling you about a Windows 10, sorry, operating system, there is a kernel and shell, right? So here it is. This is the basic Windows 10 architecture. Okay. So if you see the bottom part, operating system, kernel. Okay. Usually kernel and the shell we see in the Linux and Unix lessons only. But the kernel and shell is common for any operating system. Why we learn kernel and shell thing when why we are drawing that one in Linux and Unix. In Linux and Unix, you can directly interact with the kernel part and shell part of Linux and Unix because there are Linux is a open source operating system. Windows is not a open source operating system. Remember, guys, Windows is not open source. Linux is open source. Okay. Windows operating system owner is who is the owner of Windows 10? Who is the owner of Windows? Microsoft. It's a Microsoft proprietary, so you cannot change it. Linux don't have any proprietary. Linux is designed. Linux is designed by Linus Torvald. Linus Torvald. He designed the kernel and give it as a open source to everyone. Guys, lot of people think open source meaning is free. No. Open source means the source code of an application or an operating system or a program or a script, the source code. Source code means if it is an operating system, it contains lot of scripts inside, lot of program, lot of things are there, right? Or if you are going with an application, open source application, the application also contains lot of coding and programming, scripting, whatever the word you use. That is open, means anybody can able to see and understand, and they can take it and develop and redistribute. They can develop and as per their requirement, they can redistribute it, they can sell, so there is no control on it. Like Linux having a lot of distributions, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, okay, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, Fedora, Debian, Ubuntu, SUSE, OpenSUSE, Scientific Linux, Kali Linux, Linux Mint, so many are there. Okay, so no. ICA Linux, AWS Linux, Microsoft Linux. Yeah, Microsoft also having Linux now. Now, so that is the Linux part. Here it is. Why Windows 10 architecture? Just for understanding only, not more important, not very thing, but just understand. The bottom part is operating system kernel, means the Windows kernel part is trying to use it to understand the hardware components and hardware, how to interact with the hardware, understanding hardware components, what is that is the component meaning, like that. So, okay. Next one is device drivers. Device drivers are an applications. Device drivers are nothing but a program or a application for a particular device, like a audio devices, video devices, networking devices, Bluetooth devices, printers, scanners, webcams. Different devices are there. Some are built inside your on a motherboard. some are connected to your system. To understand and communicate, to understand and to communicate with that devices, we need a device drivers. Again, remember guys, again remember your PC, your CPU is a 32-bit. Your operating system must be 32-bit. And your device drivers must be 32-bit. No other options. Okay. Same goes for a 64, 64, 64, 64. So again, what is the kernel? Kernel interacts with your hardware. Sometimes your operating system kernel don't have information about all hardware parts of the computer are connected to the computer. For example, printer. In that cases, you have to download the drivers. Download and install the drivers into your. For example, I will show you like I have a HP. No, Qualcomm Atheros Bluetooth device is there. So like that, I will search about a Bluetooth device for a Windows 10. I'll go and check it, cross verify with my device name or anything. I download this application. Okay. I download this application. So once I download and I install, so I can able to work with my device. Okay. I can able to work with my device. Or I install the previous drivers and reinstall the drivers. Understand guys what is the use of drivers? Okay. Next one is services. Okay. These service when you're running an application, the application related services and application supported services, device supporting services runs in your PC. Okay. And to run an any application, for example, you want to run Java application, you need a JRE, Java runtime environment. You want to run a Java application, you need a Java runtime environment. You want to run a Python application, you need to install Python inside. Similarly, you want to run certain applications. You may require .NET framework or a Win32 environment. Some applications support only Win32 environment. Some are required a .NET framework, that to certain specific thing. Like I want only 4.6. I want only 4. That kind of stuff. Okay. And why this is required to run an applications. In this one, applications, desktop application means generally you download an application and install application, run the application. Desktop application, it may require Win32 or a .NET support. You created an application using a universal Windows platform, UWP type of apps are there. It may require .NET or a Windows RT APIs to execute or run the application. You download an application and using application from Windows Store, so it required Windows RT APIs to run that application. So this is your Windows 10 architecture. Try to understand, don't get a headache also. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock now. This is up to here, but there is a lot of continuation part is also there. Small part I will tell and will continue because we already know this one. That's why I'm telling. Yes, knowing your system configuration is also very important. Find out what is your CPU, RAM, and hard disk, and what is your operating system and edition. You can get this information using DXDiag MS Info 32, or you can use the task manager to get that information. And one more is that is you can go to Windows settings, system, and about. Okay, so different ways to get information. So get it. I'm adding all these things now, so we'll add it later. That's it. Okay, guys, take a 5 minutes break. Again, 15 minutes I will tell about certain commands or 1 or 2 points. Okay, I don't know whether people are there or died.